Just continue on that. I wanted to summarize, the difference between Italy and US. We said already that, US is more medium, large organization. That's very good because they're very structured, organized. Sometimes the problem of medium, small organization, typical of Italy and Europe, they are very creative, but they are not so organized. They are not so technology oriented. This is another way of seeing it. There are some students that they come here, some business students that come here to study abroad in Florence, that they see the Italian organizations, they see the potential that they have, but sometimes this potential is basically not used 100% because maybe they don't know how to promote themselves, they don't know how to do the e-commerce, sell online, and so they might also be helpful. There are some students that actually acted like consultants and started to sort of help a small Italian organization to promote them, because another thing is quality versus quantity. In Italy, we look at the quality. We are known for excellence, luxury, so small quantity, and not for mass market. Again, the modern marketing cannot be only focused on mass market. It has to be a mix of mass market technique and also luxury technique. We already mentioned the long-term versus short-term. That's in the extent that short-term extra focus on result has created some trouble, because you are tempted, if you just try to achieve short-term results, to find shortcuts instead of thinking about values and people, to cut jobs, to do things that in the short terms probably provoke results, but in the long term jeopardize even the existence of the business. We already said luxury, mass market, economies of scale versus less is more. Now, the 2 points are 2 very important points that we hear now in this moment, that I read a lot of different things coming from these authors. Less is more and well-being. We try to give a lot of readings to our students, trying to convince them a little bit the winds changed and organizations, not all, at least one part of them, not only search for desperately growth. Of course, the opposite, Italian organizations sometimes are too small, but these are the 2 extremes: to remain too small, to look for always continuous growth. And you have to find a balance. That's what we try to find, a balance studying in Italy. Another way to see the balance is to balance the left with the right brain functions. In studying abroad and coming especially to Italy, you can definitely focus on the right brain functions, the creativity, the intuition, the insight. Florence, it's a living museum. Sometimes, if you do it right, even if you're a businessman, it is useful to go to see monuments, because this allows you to understand the connection between art and beauty. There is an Italian business called Italy, for instance. Some of you might know it. It's an Italian business that is a restaurant plus a food store. It is in New York, in California. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly. We say Italy, maybe you say Italy or something like that. And well, why I mentioned this example? Because in some of the restaurants of Italy in the world, they have painting of Michelangelo and Raffaello there. It's a restaurant. Why? What has the painting of Raffaello has to do with the food? A lot, because it's all connected. In the Italian culture, there is food, there is fashion, there is luxury, and all of them are connected. The concept of less is more, it is in the food, it is in the eating, not necessarily a lot, but good quality, fresh, well presented, as well as fashion, as well as design. This is what we try to integrate. Uh, After this presentation, I want to make a break. From now on, somebody or someone could say that I am pro Italy, and I try to convince that the Italian business model it is fantastic. No, I think that there are a lot of problems in Italy, especially in the organization. This is a slide that I like to show in most my presentations. It's a slide that in the States could never be present, because actually it's a slide that tells you that you should go right and left. This is typically that is the perfect representation of Italy, because Italy it's intuitive creation, but it's also a chaos. In this chaos, we have been able to navigate. Sometimes the student at the beginning, they, to be honest, navigate into chaos. In this moment, to be honest, the chaos is not so much, because this is an emergency situation, and the chaotics that we all expected, it's under control for like sort of a miracle. But in business, there is still remains the fact that this says that you should be creative. You should not expect everybody telling you everything. And that's what happened here in Study Abroad. Like, the people are left with more choices that allow them to choose more, to experiment more, and to become, probably to do the first key steps to become future business leaders.